Hi, welcome to Dishonored 2. We're doing the Jindosh Lock. You find this in the Dust District. It's being guarded by these two who are talking about cracking it. If you walk up to them early, they will run away and get very bored. If you read this, you will get this clue here, and we're going to go through this in detail and explain how it's done. At the end, I will show how to cheat it completely, but for the time being, let's use some logic to crack it. So, there are 5 women: Winslow, Marcolla, Contee, Natsiou and Finch, and 5 items: ring, snuff tin, bird pendant, diamond and war medal. So what I've done is make a little table. The columns on the table represent the positions at the dinner table where everyone's sitting. So Contee was at the far left, she's in position 1, then we've got 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then the rows will represent the people, the colours, the drinks, the towns they're from, and then the items that they've got. And we're going to use logic to fill this table in. So we know Contee was on the left, and she's next to the guest wearing the purple jacket. Because she's on the left, she can only be next to person number 2. So they're in colour purple. Now obviously this is going to be different for you. They randomise the names and the items and the colours and the drinks, so you need to fill in this table according to how your thing is set up. But we know here that in the centre seat the woman was drinking whiskey because someone jumped on the table and knocked the woman in the centre seat's drink over. So we can put whiskey in the middle. That in turn helps us with the lady in white sat left of someone in green, which means that white and green have to be together. And we know that the lady in white also drank beer, so she could either be the lady in white in position 3 or position 4. Since we know the person in position 3 was drinking whiskey, she has to be in position 4, which tells us that white is in 4, drinking beer, and green is in position 5. Now, Lady Winslow wore a jaunty red hat. The only person whose colour we didn't have up until now was Contee and Winslow. And since Winslow has to be wearing a red hat, we know that Contee can't be wearing a red hat, which means Winslow is red in the middle, and by a process of deduction, Contee must be wearing blue. Now, next up, the traveller from Baleton was dressed entirely in blue. Well, we've just cracked that Contee is dressed in blue, so she must be from Baleton. When one of the dinner guests bragged about her ring, the woman next to her said that they were finer in Baleton where she lived. So we know that the woman from Baleton is next to the lady who's got the ring, and since Contee is on the far left, we know that position 2 must have the ring. Alright, this section here requires a bit of a leap. Essentially, you can work it out by using negations from the other statements, but you can also do it by simply following this through. If you make some assumptions here about who carried the diamond, who she was next to, and who had the absinthe, and then follow everything through, the only positions in which it works are the ones that I've got below. So someone else carried a valuable diamond, right? Who might have the diamond? So let's try Contee. And when she saw it, the visitor from Dubovka next to her, well, the only person next to Contee is position 2. And she almost spilled her neighbour's absinthe. And we know that position 3 drank whiskey, in that case this is Winslow. So the absinthe, it's quite sneaky, but it's basically the neighbour that they're talking about is actually the original person who carried the diamond. So the diamond and absinthe are together, and that's really common in logic problems where you say the person next to them did this and their neighbour did that. And actually that's referring back to the original person. So Contee now we filled out, she was wearing blue, she was drinking absinthe, she was from Baleton, and she had the diamond. In addition, we've discovered that the second person was from Dubovka. This is good because it allows us now to say that the lady from Dunwall, full of rum, jumped up on the table. So the only person whose drink that we haven't got and whose location we haven't got is position 5. So rum and Dunwall goes into position 5, and she's the one that we used to work out the whiskey in the middle previously. This in turn tells us that Marcolla raising her wine and toast must be position 2, because she's the only one who we don't have a drink for, so it must have been wine, and we know Marcolla is wine from that statement, so now we know it was Marcolla with the ring. Then Baroness Finch captivated them all with a story about her wild youth in Freyport. Now, we know that the unnamed person on position number 5 is from Dunwall, so the only space is position 4, where we need both a name and a location. So it must be Finch from Freyport in position 4. Now we can go back to the beginning of paragraph 2. Madame Natsiou showed off a prize snuff tin. The only person whose name we did, the only position where we didn't have a name was position 5, so we can put Natsiou in there, and that's a gimme. So we know that she had the snuff tin. Now, at which the lady from Contee scoffed, saying it was no match for her bird pendant. The only person whose location we still didn't know was Winslow, so she must be from Contee and have the bird pendant. Which leaves us with only one item to fill in, the medal. Which must be in position 4, Lady Finch. So the item that isn't mentioned is in position 4. So here is a cheat sheet for you. Just match up the numbers with the items. So where it says Lady 1 was at the far left, then in the second paragraph, someone else carried a valuable item 1, those two go together. Now item 4 isn't mentioned on here, that's simply the item that's left over. For me it was the war medal, for you it could be anything. But yeah, so Lady 3 goes with item 3, which is on the second line of the second paragraph. Lady 5, first line of the second paragraph, goes with item 5, we know, and so on. But that you can use as a cheat sheet, or you can get down with a pencil and work it out the way that I have, or there's another option. But first, let's have a quick look at just entering it. You can see your Marcolla, Winslow, Finch, and Natsiou. Diamond, ring, bird pendant, war medal, snuff box. So it works. Yay! Anyway, if you can't be bothered with working out the logic problem, save your game when you get to the door and run this way. Go to the Overseer's hangout. You can get up this way with far reach. And then just sneak your way in. You can go obviously totally high chaos, because all we're going to do is reload the game. You want to get up to the top floor where Overseer Burn is. I went up through the lift shaft, which was actually really stupid. You don't need to go up through there at all. I would just sneak around and go up the main stairs. There's no one looking at you if you just wait a few seconds, so this is an idiotic way to go. But get up there and then go peep over Overseer Burn. I use sleep darts on the 4 guys in here. You can absolutely light them up with incendiary bolts or whatever you like, howling darts. Go for your life, have fun. The important thing is the key on that table, that's Durante's key. Then you want to head over to the Howler District, and why I didn't just dive out of that window I will never know, sorry, I do apologise. It's not the cleanest run there, but carry on down to the Howler area, to the inn, Old Crone Inn, or whatever it's called, past these guys. You might have to wait for them not to see you, otherwise you're just going to have a legion of them chasing you around. And then stay high. There we go, the Crone's Head pub or something like that. I went up top here and then down these stairs and out of the window and then down to Durante's room there. Open the door. Read this note here. Grab yourself a pen and paper or take a photo with your phone, whatever you like. It's going to be different every time, remember, so don't take a photo of this. That's going to be no use to you. But then reload your save back by the door and enter that code. So that's the super cheap way of doing it. If you've enjoyed this video, click the I on the top right for access to the playlist, and the 2 on the left and right. On the left is the silent achievement, that's in Jindosh's Clockwork Mansion, and on the right the whole of the Dust District, but check the playlist if those 2 are what you're after. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, bye!